Now to the recall election, which is less than 2 weeks away.
That's right, Pat. And tonight we're already getting an in-depth look at who's voted so far and what that could mean for Governor Newsom and the candidates trying to unseat him.
KCAL9 political reporter Tom Wade has the breakdown. And Tom, what are we learning tonight?
Well, we're learning about who is voting so far. We don't know what they're voting for, but we know who is, in a sense, in terms of party affiliation. So political experts say right now Newsom appears to be in a relatively good position with the current returns, but that analysis is based on political party affiliations, not on actual results. We won't know those until election night. So right now, this is very much up in the air. At the LA County vote processing warehouse, more than 1.1 million ballots have already arrived. Staff here is busy checking signatures and verifying those ballots. Turnout is relatively strong for a special election, according to the LA County Registrar's spokesperson. And data research firm Political Data Inc. has released some statistics that give us a sense of who has voted statewide. So far, 4.6 million votes have been cast. That's 21% of the electorate. Democrats account for 54% of the ballots returned, Republicans 24%, and independent or others at 22%.
I absolutely have voted. I mailed in my ballot the moment I got it. I voted no.
Ken Lesbenick says the recall law is being abused, and he's not alone.
The recall process is being used in ways it was never intended for.
I think whenever we have politicians who aren't perfect, everyone wants to get rid of the politician. I don't think that's the way to govern or be governed.
But there are those on the other side.
I'm voting to say goodbye to Gavin.
Small business owners like Renee Kennedy, who say Governor Newsom failed in his handling of the pandemic.
I just feel like he mishandled so much, in regards to small businesses. And even up to this date, I mean, we were promised so much help. I've yet to see a dollar of any help of any kind.
Political analyst and Loyola law professor Jessica Levinson says the early numbers may look good for Newsom, but the race is hardly over.
Governor Newsom has to be feeling fairly positive, not really positive, not super comfortable, but fairly positive. What he was looking for at this point in terms of signs of weakness is if you just had a cratering of Democratic ballots being turned in, meaning very few Democrats were voting. At this point, more Democrats than Republicans are voting. There are more Democrats than Republicans in California. He's looking for those numbers to stay steady.
Are you ready for a California comeback?
Newsom's opponents, like former San Diego Mayor Kevin Faulconer, are fighting hard for votes. Faulconer has made multiple stops in LA, courting voters, touting his record as a moderate.
I mean, whether you're a Democrat, independent, or Republican, it's time to bring this state together. And what I offer is real solutions, real change, and experience on my 2 terms as mayor of San Diego, and somebody who knows how to get things done.
Conservative talk show host and frontrunner Larry Elder also held a press conference Wednesday after getting the endorsement of Gloria Romero, the former Democratic majority leader of the state Senate.
It's a big deal, obviously, for a Democrat with her stature and her reputation to endorse me. And Lieutenant Governor, again, it's an honor to have your support. I want to echo what Senator Romero and Lieutenant Governor Maldonado just now said. The reason I'm getting into this race is because California is hurting.
Governor Newsom was in El Dorado County today, where Lake Tahoe is located. He was there with fire and emergency crews assessing the damage. Newsom declared a state of emergency in the county and the neighboring counties, of course, because of the Calder fire. Pat, back to you.
All right. A lot of information. Thank you so much, Tom. And we have more on the recall election, the candidates, and important voter information at kcal9.com/recall. And KCAL9 and CBS 2 will have live team coverage from our team of reporters across the state on Election Day. That is Tuesday, September 14th, and will be streaming on CBSN Los Angeles.
A strict abortion law in Texas took effect today after the U.S.